My name is Vinod Kurup. I'm a resident of Cloverfields. I'm part of the committee. My prime area of responsibility within the committee is to manage the security for the committee. Intrusions, we have not had very many, but one particular intrusion before that involved masked people jumping across the fence, going into a house, breaking down the door. Luckily, the house was fitted with an alarm system which resulted in the security being alerted about it, and that is how we found out that people had come over the fence.
Which is 6.9 kilometers total surrounding.
The property was already fenced. It already had an existing wall on top of which we already had a barbed wire. The property is over 25 years old, so the wire was actually starting to corrode and we had to get it replaced. We also had gone through a security audit where we were told that we go with a better design and material and to look for concertina razor blade wires, and that is how we ended up looking into a design of replacing this.
Great.
Actually, I had discussed with the committee and we had decided that we will look at a minimum of 3 to 4 vendors. So we contacted 3 vendors. Some of it was over the phone, some of it was over email. Just Fence was the only vendor that actually physically made its presence felt through you when you came and visited us. So that made things a lot more simpler for us to deal with somebody face to face, and so that the questions could be answered, and then that's how we progressed with Just Fence. Trawled the internet and your company name popped up, but at that point in time I was not sure whether to approach or not approach, and then this particular gentleman who had done a project, he said Just Fence had done a project for him. That's how I ended up calling him Just Fence. As I said, first and foremost was the fact that there was a physical presence. Second is the other competitors were not from Bangalore, they were pan-India. So that made the job simpler because we wanted somebody with a local presence, local physical presence. That made a decision simple as to why to go to Just Fence. And the last and most important was the pricing was very attractive. The quality of the material is good. In fact, to be honest, the proof of the pudding will be time. But what we see, what was used, and the quality of the work actually was impressive. That's very, very good. Which I think the designs were very professional because fact that there are multiple designs available, made it all the more professional for us. In that, we are then dealing with a professional fencing company who knows what is the fencing to be given for a particular area and how to manage it for us. So that made it very professional.
Great.
It was a question of teamwork because one area of the job that was scoped out was the Cloverfields garden team had to clear all the area of vegetation, which was again 6.9 kilometers of vegetation to be cleared, including undergrowth and overgrowth, and executing the project without any injuries and without any incidents. I think that was a good thing to happen eventually when the project was completed. It's on 95 to 100 days for the project, and the project got completed in 107 days. So in the larger scheme of things, I think it's a stupendous job to have completed that in time. It's a two-way street. I think both the parties were transparent with one another, and I think we as a committee, we laid our expectations clear. Tell me if that wasn't clear at all, but I think everything was put in writing as to what we wanted, so that there is no confusion. Verbal agreements, I prefer to have everything in writing from both sides, because then there's a letter and spirit of both having to be managed. So it worked well in that respect, because having a pictorial representation of how much has been completed, a graphical representation always makes it easier for people to understand and appreciate the progress happening. So I think you have a great project management tool in hand, and team that was using it wisely and judiciously to exactly tell what the status was of the project. I would put you in the 9 to 10 range because at the end of the day, the project is a multitude of things that need to come together in terms of the commercial aspect of it and the practical aspect of completing the job. So everything was executed pretty much as we needed it, and considering that the season was very challenging in peak summer, it was a very, very good job. I think I've already given that in my feedback on Google. It's already available as positive feedback.